Hi, everyone. I'm David, and together with Alva, Mariah, Brandon, and we have created Plantr. So this past year has been super challenging. We've all experienced very high levels of stress, anxiety, and disconnection like never before. With the rise of digital technology, social media, and quarantine, people are more disconnected and polarized than ever. According to the CDC, during quarantine, people are experiencing extremely high levels of anxiety, depression, and thoughts of self-harm. And we believe that online social media communities have not helped. Our president once said in a speech, "For too long, we've celebrated unrestrained individualism over common community. We've created a solution to address these issues." Introducing Plantr, where friendship grows like a flower. Plantr is a community where users grow a virtual garden together, share and listen to each other's experiences, and grow in their cultural empathy and understanding. At its core, Plantr is a place where people can connect to share real-life experiences and cooperatively grow their own community garden. So the way this works is Plantr has daily and weekly prompts for users to share their personal experiences with images and videos. So there's a real world connection, it's fun, and it helps people build a community. Let's start with Baoshi. Baoshi is a grandparent in China and cares for her grandkids and is stuck inside due to COVID. With Plantr, Baoshi can find a community where she can share her personal experience of growing and cooking her own food and what it's like to be a grandparent. Baoshi loves playing Plantr and getting to know her Plantr community and leads her Plantr community garden. She is incentivized and rewarded for this. And as Kim said in our readings, much like a trellis enables a plant to grow, social scaffolding enables members to become progressively more involved in the community. So this all sounds great, but what makes Plantr unique? We started off by evaluating a number of competitors that gamify community building. However, we found that most of these communities lack moderation, and they also don't really connect to the real world. So compared to our competition, Plantr has the highest level of connection to the real world and a very high level of moderation. So Plantr is unique in its competitive advantage by merging the online and real world, enabling users to connect across different language, regional, and cultural differences, and using gamification and fun, as well as having strict moderation and community rules. So our design prevents a lot of ethics concerns by eliminating harassment and abuse, as well as enabling users to easily report content and strongly enforce the rules and community expectations, as well as the ability to switch to other community gardens. So these are just some of the ways that Plantr really stands out. Next, Brandon is going to tell us about our plans for Plantr and how we will be measuring its success moving forward.
Thanks, David. Now, our team has identified three lenses in which to view the success of Plantr. These are personal, how Plantr benefits the user on an individual level; societal, how Plantr's users will in turn benefit external societies; and lastly, community, how Plantr is able to foster a sense of community and belonging for its users. Within the first 8 months, we're expecting among our users a reduction in anxiety and depression, increased levels of diversity, and engagement in thriving and robust communities, along with so much more. Along with those success metrics, we expect Plantr to grow its user base around the globe. To measure these goals, we'll be employing surveys, interviews, and sampling our Plantr population to see what's working well, what's not, and kind of where we're going and in what direction. With that, let's talk about next steps. We expect to develop a minimally viable product of Plantr for both Android and iOS users, with later development of a web or desktop version later on. With adequate capital, we expect the process of research, design, and development could take anywhere between 9 to 12 months. Plantr will not be designed to generate a profit. Rather, we plan to fund Plantr primarily through philanthropists and philanthropic trusts who will be willing to support us. This focus allows us to be financially stable without having to compromise on our goals for the Plantr community. With this in mind, we've developed a criteria for what we look for in our funders: those who value community over profits, a history of successful product launches, and are interested in finding innovative ways to connect and spread community with people around the globe. Our team loves this quote by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres when addressing the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic. It reads, "This is, above all, a human crisis that calls for solidarity." As humans, we are, and we will face strife, unrest, and insecurity. Right now, however, it seems that so much more of us are willing to stand against something than we are willing to stand with something. Plantr is an app for people who want to stand with each other, learn from each other, and most importantly, grow with each other. Thanks for listening.